In this video, we're going to talk about some interview experience at Google from AT5 Software Engineer. This was taken and revised from one of the posts from my website, SWE.com, and may or may not contain the exact questions from the interviews. The first question was about string manipulation. The interviewer asked me to find the longest palindromic substring within a string. After hearing the question, I explained my initial approach, starting with the simplest two-pointer method, then moving into a dynamic programming solution. While writing the dynamic programming code, I made a few small mistakes, but quickly corrected them, and I discussed the time complexity and space optimization with the interviewer. They were focused on my problem-solving approach and clear explanation rather than just the code's correctness. The second question was an array problem, specifically the classic two-sum problem. I first presented a brute force solution, then quickly proposed an optimized approach using a hash table. This question was relatively straightforward, and after finishing, the interviewer asked about the performance of the hash table under extreme conditions. Overall, the phone interview made me feel that Google highly values the clarity of thought and understanding of complexity from its candidates. In the first algorithm round, the interviewer presented the climbing stairs problem. This is a classic problem, but I knew that getting the dynamic programming transition equation wrong could lead to a lot of confusion in subsequent steps. So, as I wrote, I confirmed my thought process with the interviewer, explaining the transition from recursion to dynamic programming. After coding, the interviewer asked me to analyze the space and time complexity. The second algorithm round focused on tree and graph traversal problems. The interviewer asked me to perform a level-order traversal of a binary tree and discuss potential optimizations. I implemented the BFS solution, and then the interviewer introduced some variations, such as finding the shortest path using DFS in a graph. Although these are classic problem types, thinking through the optimization details added some challenge. The system design interview was the part one was most concerned about. The interviewer's prompt was to design a highly concurrent message queue system. I discussed the design from several aspects: overall architecture, message storage, load balancing, and how the system would handle fault recovery and data consistency. The interviewer continued to introduce new questions, challenging me to think about scalability and fault tolerance in the system, making it a very demanding process. The behavioral interview focused on teamwork and conflict management. The interviewer asked a common question: tell me about how you handle conflict within a team. I recalled a past experience, describing how I resolved issues through communication and emphasizing the importance of collaboration. This round seemed to assess whether I aligned with Google's cultural values. Thanks for watching. For more interview problems, please go to bowsie8.com.